best days. I can hit a 1-foot drive.
Welcome to another week. 1 Foot Drive. The guys are back. Mike, Andy, Tony. This week, we're going to recap the Rocket Classic and a little Live Dallas. We're going to preview the John Deere, one of the last chances to get in for the Open. Picks and standings recap, Playa Pretenda, AD Weekly, and our fact check. So, gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
Fantastic, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. We're getting into the mid-season burn at the club, so we are July 1 tomorrow. It's a big big halfway point of the season. So it's amazing how fast it went. Absolutely amazing. I mean, we're halfway to Christmas. Think about it.
That's a beautiful statement.
How exciting is that? I love
a beautiful thing.
God, I love Christmas.
We need to do a holiday ranking on one of these shows. We'll rank our holidays. Yeah. Once the golf season wraps up, we'll rank our favorite holidays.
Love that.
In order.
Christmas 1.
Arbor Day. For the win.
31.
We might have to go seasonal because how do you got spring, summer, fall. It'd be hard.
Summer solstice. Yes.
Yeah.
They're popping up everywhere. These new holidays.
Oh yeah.
The banks love it.
Heck yeah, if you're a teacher or a banker.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Golf courses.
Days.
Heck yeah.
Cranking.
Well, boys, we had some golf this weekend.
Did we?
Rocket Classic.
Beautiful.
My kind of tournament. None of this BS where we try to make the guys look like clowns. Just go out, show me your talent. What can you do? How low can you go on a course that's set up scoreable? Conditions are prime. What can you do? It would have been fun if some of the top players in the world were there. I think we would have got to 30 under. But I thought it was still a very entertaining event. Minus 22 won. Pot Eager won in a playoff over Grazerman. That was a 2-man playoff.
Whoa.
So that was, what's that?
Fact check.
It was
quick fact check.
3-man playoff.
Bury the lead on this guy.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you do this to me right now.
Wow.
I got absolutely manhandled last week over my top 20 pick. And this guy comes in missing a 3-footer to not go on to the 3rd or 4th playoff hole. I was disappointed. I had the king. I had so many memes ready to go for him to win. He hit it to 9 feet on the first playoff hole, and I said, "It's over. It's over with."
Yeah, because the other guys are both short.
Yeah, I said this guy's gonna roll this in, and I am gonna just light the phone up.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting for it, so that was a little on purpose, boys.
Nice.
Mr. Kirk might fall into Duvall's favorite mental midget category, number 2. So, regulation, he had a chance to win the tournament, and he left it short. First playoff hole, in his words, I hit 3 perfect shots and didn't make it. And after that, he went bye-bye. So that's why I say it was a 2-man playoff. After that first playoff hole, Kirk was spent. I don't think he had it in him.
Nah, he's
obviously it showed. He was just uninterested at that point.
He finished
uninterested.
20, 30 minutes before they finished.
It wasn't too bad. He was a couple groups ahead of him.
Yeah, he was 2 or 3 groups.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll call a spade here. This guy should have been about 30 under for the week. He missed 4 putts inside of 4 feet in regulation. Then missed another one in the playoff, and he putted a 21-footer off the green the second day and still shot 7 under. So it's it was heartbreaking. Not only for him, but for me for sure. So
even some of the ones he made, the stroke looked. I don't know if you guys agree, but there's a little decel maybe.
There's a little decel to I mean, in the playoff, the putter face, if you saw the putt, I saw the replay or whatever. The putter face was closed very quickly. Like the toe was introduced extremely early. So it was. There's a little bit of hands in there, but
the only thing that would have saved him was a little lead tape on that putter. That's the only thing that would have helped him.
Exactly,
a little lead tape on that
hammer.
Should have been tweaking that thing. Should have been tweaking that thing.
Should have known. Well, enough. Yeah,
and just before you got Jake Knapp too, like.
Oh, jeez. How do you leave it? How do you do that?
Well, I think he drop kicked it.
He might have.
Because the ball jumped. It like bounced
up.
On him. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know for sure if he did, but I don't know if he hit something right in front of the ball or what, but that.
It's unbelievable. For all the push-ups that guy obviously does, his arms are jacked. To leave it short for tying the tournament, I mean, that's like in a scramble. You're the last guy and you leave it short in a scramble. What are you doing?
Right in the heart too.
You can't do it. No.
Put your head down and walk back to the cart.
Yeah, just take it. Yeah. You just take it at that point. Well, enough about the guys that couldn't do it. What about this kid? What was he? 20 years old? Finally,
is that right?
Not finally got it done, but he's been in contention a lot. A lot's been made of his short game mishaps when the pressure's on. They had a whole segment on that. I enjoyed it, but it was also like, give the kid a break. He's 20.
Yeah.
I saw him
go right into it.
Yeah, they go right into it. Here's every time he hits a chunk.
They
showed him in Mexico and everywhere else.
And it showed up that he did have a little flub.
I think only one. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He chunked hit it, one. I think it was on Saturday. He drove it down there. He had like 65 yards or something on the first hole, and he hit it into the right bunker. And the announcer comes off and goes, "I'm pretty sure that's the worst wedge shot I've ever seen." And then he proceeds to go into the bunker and hole it to make a birdie.
Unreal.
So, I mean, I didn't realize that he had that short game issue. Yeah. But I mean, he bombs it, bro. We've talked about this before. And we got into a conversation last week and said that this place, you don't have to drive it straight.
No.
I didn't see anybody that was in contention that was missing the fairway or not driving it 350 yards. Every single time I looked, it came up. Like the par fives, guys were hitting it those guys hit it 372 and 364 or something in the last hole of the playoff, or in the par five of the playoff. I'm like,
what would you see? 18 is 470, and they cut the corner and have gap wedge in. 470. Now, it looked like on TV, they use those filters for the camera to make the grass look greener than it is. And if you guys saw the coverage, the grass looked dead even with those filters. That place had to be hard pan, baked out of its mind, because that was the last thing they were doing before they renovating it. So the superintendent's probably like, yep. Let it burn it.
Let it burn.
I'm not watering this son of a bitch for a week. Just let it go down.
Yeah, they're hitting 8 irons and 9 irons into that one pin on the left, and it was like bounce, bounce, bounce over the green. Like
there were a lot of holes out there that I thought were going to play a little bit more difficult. Jake Knapp had 40 yards into the first hole, and the first hole was like 390 yards. Like he hit it 350 on his first tee ball, and I'm just like, how do we? I guess this is the new PGA Tour. It's the new PGA Tour.
I think a little bit of it is the measuring too. I sent you guys that picture of the one. I forget what telecast it was, where the hole was supposed. I'll just make the math easy. Supposedly the hole was 500 yards, and supposedly the guy hit it like 350, which would leave him 150 in, but he actually had like 170 in or something like that. So it's kind of weird how they're.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're using the scorecard yardages or they're like you pull up to a par 3 and it's like 245, but then the announcer's like, he's got 175 to cover the front edge. It's like, well, it's not really playing 245.
Right. Yeah, I wonder.
But I mean, they're still bombing it. Don't get me wrong. They're still.
I wonder too if that takes into consideration pin location, like because obviously they're playing the hole, like they're pacing off the hole from like the players from like the back of the tee box, pacing it up to whatever. Okay, the hole's playing 470 instead of from the tip or whatever it's going to be, it's playing 485. And they have 485 on TV, or they have, 390, but the pin's up front. It's 15 paces shorter. So now all of a sudden,
Yes.
330 turns into technically 345 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Either way, it's out there.
it's impressive.
Yeah. So this is my kind of golf I like to watch. 15 players within 4 strokes of the lead.
Yeah, it was a
Just-
fun Sunday.
Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
Let them show their talent. Let them air it out. I guess if it's every week, that might get a little boring. So it's good to have some variety in there. But I definitely enjoyed it for a non-signature event, for a non-major. I thought it was pretty cool coming down the stretch.
Not only
So-
that, I think we got the most silky, syrupy swings on tour
Oh.
there on Sunday, which was pretty great to watch.
How many times they mentioned Freddie Couples? This guy looks like Freddie. Oh, that's like Freddie. How many people like Freddie today?
I mean, the
I know how
templates
many you
were
got.
just- oh.
0. You got 0 like Freddie. That's how many
Yeah.
you have.
I mean, Chris
Jesus.
Kirk is smooth.
So
He is
smooth.
Like,
Yeah.
he's smooth. He's smooth. Jake Knapp, smooth.
Smooth.
Like, don't get me wrong. But,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie was a different tier.
Yeah, he's a unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Max Grazerman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work at a club down here in Boca for a short period of time before I did my stint up in Buffalo. And he was actually a member at that club, him, his father, and his brother. And it was back when he was like first, kind of getting out on the Corn Ferry and like turning pro and doing that whole thing. And it's pretty impressive to see somebody from that spot, hitting balls, working it out, playing different holes and stuff, and kind of seeing it. And then he's contending for a PGA Tour title.
Are you saying he didn't always have it?
I'm saying that, like, he was very good back in the day, but like his move and he definitely was working on the speed and working on trying to manufacture a golf swing that was going to hold up, and it
Yeah.
definitely took some time. So
Sure.
I'm not saying he wasn't puring it all the time, but he was. I mean, he hit it really good. Don't get me
You
wrong.
see the work he put in.
Yeah, I mean, for a short period, like, I saw kind of what was going on, and his coach, like what it kind of takes, like being around a coach a bunch and like working with your TrackMan and hitting different shots and day to day doing the same thing over and over again, just kind of not wavering from what or feel, maybe not know, but what your game plan is. And some of that was pretty impressive to see, just the grind. And his brother's the same way, who's turned into a pretty good am right now too. He's a little bit younger, but he's got some game too. But it was cool to see a name up there and kind of see his name running through and the success that he's having, and just kind of I wasn't really around it. I just kind of saw some of the things, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool
Yeah,
to
he's
see
got
that.
a lot of talent for sure.
I mean, he bangs it too. I mean, he hits. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. He was out
moves,
there.
Yeah, he moves it well, and his iron play is pretty impressive. So, yeah, it's cool, man. It's really good.
Very cool. So Rocket Classic, Detroit hosted it well. What about Live Dallas, boys? You watch any of the Live Dallas? Catch up on any of it? We had
Saw
Patty
some great
Reed.
highlights.
Yeah, me too. I saw a
Patty
couple good
Reed.
highlights.
Won in the first playoff hole over 4 guys: Kuzma, Louis O, and Paul Casey. Our picks were our picks, but I guess
Jesus.
what I took from it, what you guys are probably referencing, is Brooksy on Friday took it out on another tee marker down, boys. Another week out in a professional tour, and another week that a tee marker meets its maker. I mean, any hot take on Brooksy?
He
And
hit
then
that tee.
promptly withdrawing.
Yeah, he hit that tee marker more solid than he hit his drive. So it was impressive. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that got as much clout as it probably could have. The Wyndham stuff, the Rory stuff, and all that. But Apparently he was sick, obviously wasn't feeling great. Maybe let the emotions get a little bit out of him. But, Brooksy, I'm a big fan of Brooksy. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you don't like to see it, but you kind of like to see it. So,
Well, what's interesting on the Live Tour, because they have the team play. And I don't know, do you guys know what happened when Brooks went out?
No.
So Louis Carrera, off the bench, went and played where Brooks left off.
No way.
So that there would be a team score. So Brooks was 6 over at the time. And then Louis came in and played 3 over for the rest of the way. So they punched in a +9 towards the team score. So I found that interesting. So at the team scores, you got one dude hanging around on the range, and just somebody goes down, pops a hammy or whatever the case is, gets sick and hits a T marker, you're in.
but
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So he can come back in the rest of the week. He just is out for the individual. So
Yes.
he has to withdraw for the individual, and then he can come back and play. Like if he got better on Sunday, he could come back and play Sunday and count for the team. So you think that they took that out of his? You think they took that out of his check? Like there's some sort of like percentage that came out for missing, an event, or he just gets the appearance because he started the round. What do you think?
I think he's got his money.
Yeah,
I gotta
touche.
imagine there's some kind of like gray area where
It's
like,
got to be a recourse for these guys not showing up, right?
or at least if it becomes a repetitive thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you get like 1 or 2, like, okay, you get a pass on this one, but
You really
if this becomes a thing, like
I don't know, man. I don't think you can pass on shit out there.
No.
Sure, if you're sick during the round, but like you better make an appearance to start. You better do something or there better be like a major medical thing that's going on. Cause I know
right.
Bubba obviously had his whole knee stuff or whatever it was going on. So he was captaining, but they brought in another guy and this, that, and the next thing. But, I mean, if you don't play, man, I'd be blown away if you get paid. There is no way you're signing that contract with the Saudis. And they're just like, hey man, you do your thing. You just go hang out. Go hang out. And,
right.
Drinks on us. Go get that Miller Lite and we'll take care of it.
Go get the 30 rack.
yeah. Put it on the expense account. No big deal.
So before we get into the John Deere guys, a quick opinion on this. So we've had Rory destroy a tee marker, throw some clubs. We've had Wyndham Clark lose his shit on the course, multiple things, almost killing a scoring guy and then destroying a locker room. We've had Hadwin take out a sprinkler at the Valspar. We've had Terrell Hatton, who also took out a tee marker in Dubai. And then Brooksy this week with a tee marker, slamming his club around. Do we think, what's your opinion on what do you think this is? Do you think it's too much pressure, too much perfectionism? Do you think it's just this generation? They don't know how to handle adversity. They've been given everything and told they're the best. And then when they're not the best, they don't know how to handle it and they're kind of acting out, or what? What do you boys think it is? Or just an anomaly? It's always been there, but now with social media, we're seeing it more.
Go ahead.
I think definitely social media has an impact.
Yeah.
I think there's a phone everywhere. So, that's my first take on everything. I think Terrell Hatton is just, I don't think
national
it really
treasure.
matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters with him. And to be honest with you, I embrace it when it comes to him because he's just that way. Even when he hits it to 20 feet, it just is what it is. I'm not saying it's right. I just kind of, it's funny. It is, but
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are. It's starting to get a little too much at this point. You can you slam a club, I get it.
You're gonna curse a little bit. You're gonna do some stuff. Yeah.
I mean, these are outbursts. These are straight up outbursts. These are childish outbursts. It's like I'm throwing a tantrum. So
that's why I'm posing the question kindly. It's like
I wonder Mike, could you provide some like historical, like obviously TV coverage has gotten to an nth degree with these guys where we are now, but can you remember anything like way back maybe before, like I've been watching these old Masters coverages like from the 80s, and they're only showing like the back nine, right? That's where the coverage picks up. So I don't know, was it going on then too, or is this a new thing, would you say?
I think it's always been going on. I think back then the guys are smoking darts, going around the course. They're throwing their stuff as well. I mean, I don't think it's anything new. I mean, Matt Every has a whole clothing line after his club throw out of the bunker, right? So I don't think it's anything new. I think to Andy's point, it's more social media than anything else. Just capturing everything. Did you see? Speaking of Terrell Hatton, his quote about like if that's the worst thing I do as a human being, then I think I'm in pretty good shape. Talking about him smashing a tee marker. So he's just kind of like, I'm not quoting it per se, but like
Sure.
just kind of like the cliff notes of it. He to summarize it, he basically just said that his behavior on the course, if that's the worst thing he does as a human being, then he thinks he's doing all right. So he doesn't see anything wrong with what he's doing. He's letting a little steam out, like we talked about before. I think it's just the social media.
I mean, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
what's the difference between them doing that and like a hard foul in basketball or a slash in hockey or like a cross check or something, where like they're taking taking their aggression or like their shit out on somebody or this that
A hit
and
batter
they're
in
kinda
baseball.
I'm gonna throw at somebody. It's kind of it's a profession. I mean, it's all sports. Everybody gets upset. It's just golf is too proper
Yes.
for that to happen, I feel.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little more and more. But
Yeah.
well, good stuff, boys.
Tony, what do you got?
Oh, I mean, I would just say I think it's super entertaining to watch. It's like, but I do think that like we're making a lot of it with the social media and stuff. Like the one clip with Terrell Hatton on that par 5. Do you guys see that? And he just blows up, right? And drops a couple F-bombs.
Worst hole on the planet.
Yeah. And like, you know what? I was like, oh, well, maybe I will go watch some live golf. Like parodies on there. Like, I don't think he liked that one. Like, damn.
And like
great.
they don't even really cut away from it. Like it goes hot mic and they're just like, well, like you said. So I mean, I don't know if you saw that golf shot, but he flew it over a bank, over the water, and it was like a good 4 paces over the water, and it rolled back in, and he's just like, what are we doing right now? So that's funny.
Good
It was
stuff.
an entertaining week.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting somebody else or like
They're getting close.
I know that's
are.
the thing, right?
They're getting close, but as long as they're not hurting anybody.
And the Wyndham stuff kind of like is right on the line because like that's like we talked about. It's like that's historical stuff, and he did almost hurt that guy, the scorekeeper or whatever.
The locker room stuff, I think, is hurting somebody.
It is
like
we talked about that.
Yeah, so I think that's crossing a line in that sense. The other stuff, yes, Tony. Like it's he's doing the same thing that a lot of other guys are doing. So it's not really hurting anybody, but it is getting close.
It's getting close.
It's a slippery slope.
We'll have to have a board. We have to have a bet on the dry erase board. Who gets which player and which player hurts a spectator from a tantrum?
God, I hope that doesn't happen.
You don't want to bet on that because you don't want people to get hurt.
No,
that's gonna be a hefty lawsuit.
Yeah. John Deere, TPC Deere Run out in Illinois, gents. Par 71, 7,200 yards. Defending champion was Davis Thompson. He set the scoring record at -28 and won by 4 last year. Some cool stuff about the John Deere. It's had 18 first-time winners on the PGA Tour at the John Deere.
Everybody that wins doesn't play there.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah, it's first-time winner track. Yeah, none of the big names are there. So
everybody's gone.
Picks. Everybody's gone. Just the guys looking for status for the Open, or it's a great. Yeah, so it'll be a good weekend to kind of look at some blasts from the past with the names and some younger guys trying to get some status. But let's test out your John Deere knowledge, boys. This player in 2013 was the youngest tour winner since 1931. He won it at age 19, won the John Deere Classic.
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, good work.
Nice.
That was an easy one.
Quick.
It also has the oldest golfer ever to shoot his age in competition. Shot 67 when he was 67 years old, and it happened in 1979.
Oh, God.
I don't even know anybody that was 67 years old in 1979.
Right. Super deep.
No idea.
Super deep. All right, not as easy for
Arnie?
that one. Sam Snead.
Sam Snead.
Boys.
Wow.
Slammer.
Yeah. Who was the first player to win the John Deere 3 times in a row? He did it in 2009 to 2011.
Stricker.
Wow. Duval doing some research. Who has the 59 first round at the John Deere? Shot 59 in 2010.
Zach Johnson.
Nope.
Damn.
You run a heater.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's either Jordan Spieth, Stricker, or Zach Johnson when it comes to the John Deere for me. That's the only three.
Well, that's good. You're learning. Like when we go to majors, it's Nicholas, Tiger. Yeah, you're learning.
59 at the John Deere.
And it's the most unassuming guy that you would think would break 60 ever. Like when you look at him, like if you saw him in a grocery store, you'd be like,
Andrew
one,
McGee.
no. One, that
Kuchar.
guy's not a professional golfer. And two, there's no way he's breaking 60. Paul Goydos.
Andrew McGee?
No, Paul Goydos.
No, did you say he's not a professional golfer?
No,
Oh.
Paul Goydos. Like if you saw him in
yeah.
the
Yes.
store, you'd be like, that dude's not an athlete of any sort, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. So
It's a
Paul
player
Goydos,
pretender waiting to happen.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I have talked about guys that I played golf with back in the day. Out in Southern California, I played golf with Paul Goydos one day. Actually, 3 days. But the first day that I played with him, if you want to see a guy line up a 6-footer and you stand behind him and you didn't know who this guy was, and you were just like, hey, Paul, go hit a putt, and I'm going to put 5 guys behind you, and we're all going to bet on if you make it or not, I would guarantee that 0 guys behind say he's going to make it. He lines up like his feet and his shoulders line up like three to 4 cups right of the hole, and then he pulls that shit back, and it goes in a lot. It goes in a lot.
Little pull hook. Nice.
Unbelievable what he does on the greens. Like if you stood behind him, there was no chance you'd think he'd make anything. And he rolls it pretty well, obviously. But
Obviously.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, you
one
got
last
to.
little tidbit for the Deer before I open it up to you boys. In 2005 and 2006, sponsors exemption for a young lady who played 2 years in a row. Do you know the young lady?
Michelle Wee.
There you go, Duvall. Just on a heater today. Good work.
Wow. Whoa. Ooh.
Good work.
I'm feeling it.
I'll go take a break. I'll have a walk.
Yeah.
Come on back. Go smoke a dart.
Yeah, have a
I'll
dart.
be back.
Come on back. Duvall's just nailing all these.
Love it.
It's like
Love
going
it.
against Ken Jennings on Jeopardy. He's just knocking you out.
Does
Does
this
that
thing
mean I
work?
might?
This
Yeah. Does
buzzer?
that mean I might pick the winner again this week?
I mean, if you
Oh,
guys don't
God.
have anything else, we could get right into it. I mean,
We're
If
gonna
you're
have
hot.
to go. We're gonna have to go over our picks from last week.
The
oh,
only
yeah, let's do that.
before we get off the John Deere though, the only thing I thought was interesting 2 years ago, you guys know who won?
Yeah,
One of Mike's
Poston.
favorite guys,
It was either
Uh,
Poston or Straka.
Straka,
Yeah,
Did he really?
and crazy shot 2 over the first round.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
That's
So he shot. What did he shoot? 25
shot, like,
under the last.
I think he
3
won
rounds?
22 or 23. He shot like 9, 6, 7 under. Like, it was crazy.
Jesus.
15,
Yeah.
22 minus 2. Yeah, 20. Yeah, I think he was like 21, 19 to 21. He won it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they take it deep out there.
Straka.
This week's going to be another week where, if it's nice in, where is it? Illinois.
Illinois.
If it's nice in Illinois,
And it's
they're
another
gonna shoot.
TPC course. I guess we only play TPC courses on tour. I never realized how many we did, but we're doing a lot. There's
Yeah,
a TPC. The PGA Tour is going to be there.
that's
All right, let's do picks. Let's recap. So we'll do live. So we made the executive decision, since you can't really bet on live, we're not going to count it into our standings, but we'll still recap what we did. Top 10, Duval had Neiman, sorry. Tony had Rahm. Tony had Rahm tied for 11th. Sorry, T, one stroke off there. I had Carlos Ortiz.
who finished dead last.
I think he finished. He beat Brooksy, who withdrew.
WD.
Oh, man.
Some awful picks for Liv last
Yeah.
week. Awful.
And then top 20, Duval had Lahiri, which that was good. He was T11. Tony had Peters, tie for 35, and I had Bryson for a little T9. So Duval and I 1 of 2, Tony 0 of 2 on the live, but we're not counting that shit.
yeah.
Let's go into Rocket Classic. Favorites, top 5 recap. Duval had Patrick Cantlay, tie 32, no good. I had Griffin,
13 under.
tie for 13, no good. And Tony had Wyndham Clark, got cut. So nobody made that one.
Throw that guy a bone.
The only thing that was good out of that was Tony picked before me, and he took Clark because I was going to take him. So that's the only thing that saved me there. Thanks, Tony.
Anytime. You go.
Top 10, Duval looked like he was just going to win another one with Min Woo Lee. But he fell a stroke short. One shot, tie for 13. Tony had, he went Hogart. He picked the wrong one. He got cut. And then the downfall of doing our picks on Monday. You guys could
good play, Michael.
You could just let it go. I had Tony Finau, and he just didn't lace it up. He withdrew going into the week, so that was beautiful. So I didn't have anybody. My other picks were Minwoo Lee, which Duval had taken already, and Cameron Young, which I don't know if Cameron was top 10. I don't think he was. So either way, I would have lost. Top 20s. This is where we did some damage. We had Chris Kirk tied for second for Duval. I had Matt McCarthy tied for 13. No, tied for 19th, sorry. And then Tony had Harry Hall tied for 13th, so we all won that one. Top 40, Duval went Nate Lashley. He got cut. You just put in your earpieces.
One off the number.
One off, dude.
Lashley cut. Done. I had Harry Higgs, T24. Tony had Gottrip, tied for 26. So this week, Tony and I were 2 for 4. Andy was 1 for 4. And that puts us right now for the year. Wrong sheet. Let me grab my other sheet. I got sheets everywhere. For the year, Duval and I are both 6 of 15 at a 40% clip. Tony's at 4 for 15 for a 26.6% clip. So on we go, boys.
Honestly, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, me too.
For me personally. You guys are killing it, but.
Too. All right, gents.
One more feel-good story.
Yeah, do it.
At the Rocket Classic. Will Gordon, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Dude's on a major medical extension. Last event before he either gives up all of his FedEx Cup points and has no status, or gets status through the fall season. He birdies 17 and 18 to get in at 6 under.
Wow.
Which was the cut line. But when he finished, it was the cut line.
It moved.
It moved to 7.
Oh.
And the last guy to come in 3-putted 18 to make a bogey and move the cut back to 6. So he ended up playing the weekend and has status for the rest of the up through the fall season. So
That's good for him.
Yeah, it's obviously those guys are out there. You get hurt, you do whatever. You're vying for status. Like, he's a young guy. Like, it's a huge career move for him being able to do that, and then to birdie 17 and 18 with your career on the line to even have a chance.
Yes,
is very impressive. So I had to throw that out there. Like, that's just awesome. If you,
That's
it's
super
just
cool.
like it's so great.
So do you think the guy that 3-putted knew it and helped him and did a solid for a buddy, or now he just 3-whacked it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was just
No.
I think it was just straight 3-putt.
I got you. Yeah. I didn't think it was. All right.
No. I don't think he got a
the
text
gentleman's
message on,
bogey.
like, I don't think he got a text message on like 18 green walking up and he was like, "Oh man, I got a 3-putt." Like,
I didn't know. I didn't know if they were
No.
boys. Like, if he played early, played late. Yeah.
no.
I'm sure that stuff does happen though.
I don't know. I don't know.
If you're playing for status and you just want to let everybody at +6 in that's going to possibly take money from you, I don't.
A little white envelope
I'm
behind
not,
the
yeah,
scenes. Come on
unmarked.
now.
Unmarked. Yeah. All right, boys. Well, let's get into our picks for this week. Top 5. So top 5 or somebody we think is going to win the tournament. Let's start off with our big dog, Duval. Who do you got?
I am going with Ryan Gerard.
Oh, right out of the back pocket.
Taking it right to the house tonight,
You're
boys.
such
Yeah. Starting off real hot.
Well, there's
Starting off-
nothing. It's not that it says I can't still take him as well. So
True.
Yeah, you definitely can.
yeah, good pick,
Absolutely.
Duval. That will qualify as a first-time tour winner at the John Deere. Good pick. He's been playing well. Nice job.
I really didn't expect to get the first pick, and I was hoping it was just going to fly. I was going to be able to just slide in there. I thought maybe you might take him as like a 10, but
I had him in my top 10. Yeah, I didn't have him
Yeah.
for a top 5. All right, Tony, who do you got?
I'm going with J-Day. He's been
Very
rounding
well.
into form.
yeah, I agree with that.
He's ready to punch his ticket.
Yeah, it's probably good to get a little bit of an approval from me, but it's all good. So that probably helps out.
All right, gents. I held out on one little tidbit from the John Deere that you may not have known.
Oh boy, it's bent grass.
Have you heard about the Airbnb called the Trophy House,
Yes.
No.
where the last 3 winners of the John Deere have stayed at this Airbnb?
No.
So I have the group of gentlemen that are staying there this week, and my pick for top 5 is going to be Denny McCarthy, please. Thank you.
Nice.
So he's one of the gentlemen staying at this Airbnb.
I have him. Oh, Jesus.
Do we have to make a McCarthy for Gerard trade? Is that what you want to do?
I've got him in my. Oh God, I might have to go for a different one.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so we'll rotate. Top 10. Tony, you're up.
I'm gonna go with back to the well here with Luke Clanton. Had a good showing here. I think 2 years ago. As an
last
amp?
year
Or last year, was
I
it?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year he was like I think T5,
So let me down a couple weeks ago.
T2.
T2 as an amp. Let's get it.
Nice. I am this gentleman. This will be my only pick that is not staying at the Trophy House, just because he's been playing in really good form. Is Tristan Lawrence. I'm going to go a little
Nice.
Tristan. He's been playing very well, so I think he's going to T10 this week.
Good
Did you
US
get
Open.
that? Did you get that from your son?
Tristan, yeah, actually Jack has him in the a year-long pool. I never heard of the guy.
I had no idea until the U.S. Open.
Oh, U.S. Open, Jack dominated. But he did lose to his grandmother. His grandmother had the winner. She had I'm not going to exaggerate, but I think she had 4 of the top 5 on her
Holy moly.
team. Yeah, it was wild. And you look at the names on that U.S. Open, you're like, I don't know how you got there, but God bless you. So
Got
Jack
that
thought he had it
grandmother?
won.
6 cents.
Grandmother just
Yes.
beat the.
Yeah, Tracy's mom, Georgie, took
That's
it down and just manhandled. Jack thought he won, and he just got. We looked it up, and I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, you got smoked by your grandmother," and he had to
That's
win her
awesome.
too. So,
Jeez.
all right, we buy enough time for you to replace your Denny McCarthy pick.
I am. I mean,
All
I'm
right.
good to go. I got
All right, top 10. Who do you got?
Jake Knapp.
Nice.
If I got to go against Denny McCarthy, I'm going Jake Knapp. I mean, how do you not?
Jake
It's another golf course where you can just bang away and flip wedges in and hit 7 and 8 irons into par 5. So might as well go with the guy that's doing it as well as anybody.
All right,
It was so funny that the one shot I saw that Jake Knapp was coming into that par 5 there at that tree. Was that 17?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the tree's 88 feet. You know, he's got to elevate this quickly, and he hits it like 100 feet above the tree.
Just absolutely moonballs it.
Yeah.
No worries.
It's great.
Yeah,
Not
it's
even
great.
in the same. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
what's that?
I need to go back. So, Tony, you took Day, and then it was Knapp. Who'd you take for the second one, Tony? Who'd you
Clanton.
take?
Clanton.
Yeah. And then Mike, I forget.
Tristan.
Yeah, Lawrence. That's what I thought.
And Denny.
Yep. Okay.
I got
I'm
Denny.
caught up. Sorry.
All right, top 20. I'm leading off. Also staying at the trophy house. I'm going to go. I have no idea who he is, but Ben Coles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ben Coles.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. He's like 200 something in the world, but I think he's got a top 20 this week. Let's go. I have no reason.
I mean,
I have no data, no feel, other than he's staying in the elusive trophy house.
Just
that's
vibes.
That's all you need to know, buddy.
That's it.
Just vibes.
Duvall,
that.
you're up.
I am taking Nicholas Echevarria.
Nico
Echevarria.
I believe it's Echevarria.
Yeah, I think it is too.
See
But
the guy,
you know what? I'm not down in Colombia, so I'm going to say Echevarria.
Not far off.
Echevarria. So
you are in Florida.
Western
You're
New York
close.
of you.
it's true. A lot of Colombians down here.
That hard A. I guess that leaves me.
Tone, top 20.
I'm gonna pull off one of Andy's guys here, Alex Smalley.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw him on there. I just didn't want to keep picking the same guy.
Wow.
Smalley.
One minor note.
Yes.
Anaban Lahiri is Indian. I just wanted to clear that up from last week. So he is Indian. Thank you.
All right.
What did we say last week?
I said I want to say that he's Indian, but I'm not sure and I don't know. And I just wanted
Indian
to fact check
descent.
that
Got it.
immediately. I wanted to make sure that was out there.
Yeah.
So,
right. Top 40. Tony, you're up first. Top 40 category.
Give me Zach Johnson.
Actually, you're not up first, but that's okay. Go ahead. I
Yeah,
messed that up.
you
Were
know
you gonna take Zach Johnson, Andy?
No, I actually was shunning Zach Johnson, so he's shunned.
Perfect.
Zach
Shunned.
Johnson. All right. Excellent. Duvall, who do you got?
I got Dylan Woo.
WOO?
W-U.
W-U.
Oh. You said whoa.
Woo!
You said you said Dylan Woo. Is that like WOO?
Sound it out, Michael. Sound it out.
This
Well,
is
it's definitely
the most
not
American
WU.
podcast ever. Right?
WOAH is whoa. So I thought maybe it was another O.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
WU is way off the radar for me. I mean, it's the same
We're leaning
alphabet.
together.
It's the same alphabet, but Might also be Spanish. I don't know.
I don't know what woo is, but I'm not even going to guess. So,
All right. Last pick in the top 40. I'm between two guys, but I am going to let it ride with Mr. Kaziri Patton.
oh my God.
What's that?
Did you see his putter kick? Either last week or the week before?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was
I feel
great.
he'll have a
He's-
strong rebound from that.
his putter was on the ground, and you could visibly see how curved his putter shaft was, laying on the ground. Because usually you could tell.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, he gave it a boot, man.
So
He gave
Got
it a
some
boot.
yams.
what's
old
great
Georgia
is,
boy.
yeah, he'll be coming in with a new putter, new equipment. So,
Oh, yeah.
yes, staying in the house. I'll complete it now. The picks are over. Thompson, Poston, McCarthy, Coles, Kaziri, and the one guy I didn't pick was Grayson Sig. Is the other gentleman staying in the old
Wow.
alleged Airbnb house? So those are your
I
could be
Wait,
your
who's
likely
the-
winner this week.
Is Stricker the Sea Island guy that
No, he's from Wisconsin.
plays with? Who's the Sea Island guy that kind of mentors all those dudes?
Davis Love,
Davis Love. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
no problem.
All
Got
right,
my
those
lines
are
crossed.
picks. Get your money in. You might want to check Wednesday night to see if they're playing or not before you put
Yeah.
before you put them in. Should we have an emergency pick? Well, we'll see if it happens again. If it happens again, then maybe we have to have a side pick that fills in for any
Here's
late
what-
withdrawal. Since we're picking Monday night, a lot can happen
Yeah.
between Thursday morning.
I would love to know what our hit rate is on that top 40 parlay. Like as a team.
I'll have it for you. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out. I think we are.
Gotta be pretty good.
It's gotta be pretty good.
I agree. And I kind of like doing. The only thing I don't like about it is I can't do it down here in Florida. Florida is just you can literally fight a gator on a day-to-day basis if you wanted to. You
Yeah.
could go somewhere, fight a gator, throw a hatchet, like whatever you want to do. You can't parlay on the Hard Rock Bet app. What are we doing? What like every other betting spot you can do basically whatever you want.
Yeah.
I can't do anything like that down here. So
Yeah, that is
Maybe-
surprising to me.
Maybe Florida's just saving your money. Parlay is the number one way that all these sites make their money because guys just throw $5 on a parlay and it's just, plus 1 million odds. I want to bet $5 to win 200,000. Okay, yeah, we'll take your money. So maybe they're just saving you. Maybe they're saving
Dude,
you.
that's what I do.
Speaking of parlays, did you guys hear about this home run parlay that FanDuel rescinded?
Yes,
That's
No.
crazy.
that's straight junk right there.
This
What
this
happened?
dude has a Discord where he puts his picks into, and it was like a 10-leg home run parlay, and it hit, and he bet like $5 to win like $100,000 or something,
Yes,
and so like there were like I don't know how many people also bet that same exact parlay, but literally FanDuel put out a statement that said if you're betting a bet that is known to be in conjunction with a group of people, we have the right to not honor your bet. And they didn't pay it out. Which is crazy.
Did they go
because
back? I thought
they
they
shoved
paid
you
it
down
out,
the
but they
throat.
said going forward they're not going to do it.
Oh, is
I
that
thought,
what happened?
I thought they
Okay.
went back on that because of all the heat, and they said, "Well, I know they changed their rules going forward. Like if it's a Discord bet or it's a Instagram bet, these guys throw out their bets. But how can you do that? Like, so if a guy
Yeah.
comes on Saturday morning and says, "Take the Notre Dame football money line," I mean,
Yeah, you
that's-
can't even.
How you gonna?
ESPN
There's
can't do that anymore.
probably
like
10,000
ESPN
people.
Yeah.
Right.
What are they going to go into our group chat and be like, "Hey,
Right.
we're all going to take a top 40 pick of this, and us three, we just get."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's sketchy. I don't know how that's even allowed to happen. Like,
It blows
That's
me
whack.
away. Do you know how much money they're making? Like
Right.
$100,000 to them is, even if they have to pay out, if they got to pay out $5 million, is I can't even imagine is anything to them. You
Maybe.
think so? I mean,
that's just like
That's 6
why-
zeros. It's got a sting.
yeah, but
Why
that's
would you-
five. That's 50 people that win a bet. I get it, but it's like how many people are putting in? You're telling me that there's not a million people putting in $5 that are not winning
for
anywhere
sure.
else, and there's way more bets going in than that, and way more money that they're bringing in way more money. So
Yeah.
I get it, but I mean that's just a ridiculous. If you're going to hold strong on something that's you have a person that's giving you advice to do something that's happening on. You're getting advice from fantasy football every weekend, and you're putting bets in based upon fantasy numbers on all of these major networks. So
I mean,
they would have to go into everybody and be like, "Hey, show me your TV that you've been on.
right.
Did you watch this?"
Not only that, if I open FanDuel right now, I guarantee you there's an advertisement for like, here, put in Gronk's parlay for whatever.
Yes.
Or like,
Agreed.
Yeah,
know,
so
like,
but they do maximum like $5 bet, and they keep the odds where it's not. You're going to win 100,000. It's $5 to win 250 or something.
right.
But I mean,
True.
the casinos do the same thing. If you're winning, they could just no longer take your bets.
I get that, but I'm
And
the
there's
guy
no
that goes in.
they just make the rules as they go. They could do what they want.
Can they?
Yeah,
I mean, I get the casinos,
Absolutely.
but you're telling me that like FanDuel can just be like, "Hey, you guys got this. We're not paying it out." That like to me, that's why
They
I think
just did it.
It's
they just did it.
Yeah.
They just
Bad
did
business.
it. I mean,
mean-
it happened to me up at the casino in Niagara Falls probably 15 years ago. After when our section meetings used to be there, went in, got on a heater. You know how I like to split tens. It was on a heater, man, splitting them, boom, 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 boom. The guy came over and said, "You're not splitting anymore." I'm like, "Oh, you mean like you can only do 4 at a time? Because some places will do a max, like you can only split 4 times and that's it." I was like, "Oh, I can only do it like 4 times." He's like, "No, not at all." I go, "You're telling me I can't split tens anymore?" And they're like, "No, you can leave." I'm like, "All right." Took my money, cashed out. Haven't been back.
I can't believe that you split tens anyways. But like, that blows my mind.
Well, in blackjack, you only have a few opportunities to make money. And I know the hardcore guys would be like, "You have 20, you're splitting a winning hand," in theory, right? But my theory is you only get so many opportunities to put as much money on the table as you can when you have an advantage. So like if the dealer's showing if the dealer's showing a 5 or a 6 or a 4, I don't usually do it if the dealer's showing like 2 or 3 because those are live. I still think they're live to pull a 7 or an 8. But like if the dealer's showing 4, 5, 6, I'll split the 10s or split 20, whatever way you want to think about it, just because I don't even care what cards I get. I'm just trying to get as much money on the table as I can, hoping that the dealer busts. I don't even really care what I get. All I'm doing, then they're like, "Well, you're taking bust cards," because a lot of times I'll get 20, then I get 20 again, and that's where it gets into split, 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 split. And then a couple locals lose their mind because you're not playing by the book, which is written by the casinos to tell you how to play. Very convenient, right? So I go against all of that. So if there's an opportunity for me to shove a whole bunch of money on the table, I do it. And then I get in and out quick. I don't play for hours on end either. So it doesn't catch up to me because it will.
I get that.
It will.
I love the look that Mike gives too. When I can already see it. He just some locals losing their mind, and Mike's just like, "What?"
When we used to go to Vegas a lot, my buddies would have me, like if the tables were full, I'd go in and I'd be the guy to clear out a table. You go in and start splitting 20s, people get up real quick. Especially if you're in the anchor spot. People lose their mind when you're in the anchor spot and you split 20 and a dealer's showing a 5. It's a good way to make friends. Good way to make friends.
Especially when you win. When
I
you're
know.
winning. And they're just like...
And you're the only guy at the table that wins and everybody else loses. And you're like, "See, this is why you split 20. And everybody else is staying on their 13, hoping the dealer busts. Sorry, man. Yeah, so I used to go in and clear tables for them.
Love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. So
Mike does the dirty work, makes a little money, does the dirty work. No big deal. I love it.
well, gents, that wraps up our picks, and that is going to parlay us into our favorite segment of the show.
World famous. Some would say.
World famous. Tony,
Love
what do
it.
you got for us tonight? We lost
Gentlemen.
last week, didn't
We did.
Took you to the cleaners
we
last
lost.
week.
Yeah,
but
we
we?
were
that
close
was
to.
bad.
We were warming up, and then we bricked.
Yeah. Well, we got a John Deere, Twin Cities kind of vibe here for this one. So we'll get right into it again. For our new listeners, we're playing Two Truths and a Lie, the golf version. I'm going to give you 3 golfers. You find the pretender. All right. First golfer, Raymond Goslip, born in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Played college golf at University of Illinois. Earned all Big Ten honors in 89 and 90. Turned professional in 91 through Q School. And competed Goslip competed regularly on the PGA Tour throughout the 90s. His best season coming in 97. That year, he recorded 6 top 10 finishes and captured his lone PGA Tour victory at the John Deere Classic, edging out David Toms with a birdie on the final hole to win by 1. His best major finish was T12 at the 96 U.S. Open at Oakland Hills. That's
What
golfer
was
number
his,
1.
what year was that he won the Deere? Does it say right there? Or no?
No.
Against Tom's?
I don't have it.
That's okay. Go ahead. I broke your momentum.
No, it's okay. Raymond Goslip was his name.
Gossip. Got
Next, number 2, Danny Edwards. Edwards was born in Ketchikan, Alaska. Started playing golf at 14. 4 years later, he won the Oklahoma State High School Championship. Turned professional in 73. Joined the tour in 75. Won 5 times on tour. First victory came at the 77 Greater Greensboro Open, the only event he actually won twice. Best finish in a major was T5 at the 74 British Open. Michael Clark is golfer number 3. Clark was born in Kingsport, Tennessee. Turned pro in 92. Won 2 events on tour, on the developmental tour in the 90s. Took him some years to place a win on the PGA Tour. However, his 2000 rookie season on the PGA Tour was a great success with his victory in the John Deere Classic and PGA Tour Rookie of the Year award. Struggled after this, though, and by 2005 he was back on Nationwide Tour. Best finish at a major was T15 at the 2000 PGA Championship. That is golfer number 3, Michael Clark.
Wait, so this is fantastic. So Danny Edwards, I actually know from down here. Played some golf with him. He has his own short game system that he deals with. So Danny is definitely real life and can still hit it. So that's for sure.
So it's 1 or 3.
Yeah, we were thinking 3 right off the gate, or we were thinking 1 was like good, right?
I'm
Like
pretty
he
sure
was-
I remember that from when I was in college. That was about the time when I was that last name sounds super familiar. Now I don't know if it's the right first name to go with it, but the last name
True.
sounds
Goslin,
super
right?
familiar. And then
Goslip.
And then the third guy also, it made it a little tough because there is a Clark that played, not Wyndham, but there was another Clark. I thought he was
Tim
South
Clark.
African, though.
Tim Clark.
Timmy Clark. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah.
So that's a bust because I think at the 2000 John Deere, I'm sure Tiger just won that as well in 2000. If he would have played, maybe he went over to the British early. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably go with 3 at this point. Just
Yeah,
out of
I
a
think
gut.
I
feel
would
like
too.
I feel like I know number 1, but
Yeah, I'm going with 3 as well.
all right, let's lock it in. Number
Final
3.
answer?
Final answer.
Womp womp.
Oh, it is one. God damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Raymond Goslip is totally made up.
Damn.
I felt
Yep,
like I knew
yep.
that from. Nah, maybe that was on the PGA Tour game.
Yep, he is Michael Clark the second. Son of a bitch.
I've been trying to make up names that sound like real
Other
people.
names. Yeah, you're doing a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
job.
yeah.
That's 2 weeks in
I
a row
agree.
now. You've tickled the memory of that name.
I
I'm
try.
like, yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to make it like all these guys have won the John Deere except for the fake guy. So I thought that would make it a little easier, but I get it. It's like old stuff. It's like 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
But
That old.
I mean, you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
So you win.
Oh,
But-
Duvall, we're gonna have to rally on this one.
Yeah, we're really getting manhandled here.
Yeah, that's, we put 2 together. Now we put 2 against. Yeah.
all right.
So
Oh, wait. Well,
See,
good
this
work.
is my problem though. I have to keep it old because otherwise Andy knows them.
Yeah, or he's played with him. Yeah.
touche.
There's every guy I picked from like the 2000s. Oh yeah, I played with this guy.
We were at a mighty taco together. Yeah.
Dude, Danny Edwards is a stud still, man. He can still hit it. He quit playing because he said he couldn't make a 5-footer. He said he was sick and tired of hitting it to 5 to 10 feet. And there's like some other guys that I chatted with as well that said that if he was a little bit better from inside of 10 feet, he would have won 25
Get him a
times.
lab putter.
Yeah.
Get this guy a lab putter. Get him on the senior tour.
Dude, he's like, he's old now. Like he's old. But
Yeah.
he's had some pretty interesting stuff. He did some things with golf grips. He had his own golf grip manufacturing company, and he did some interesting things. Look him up. Look up his short game system. He does a lot of stuff with bump and run, Mike. A lot of stuff has to do with like how many paces there are and like where you land and what club you're using is based upon like 1/3, 50%, like all that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He
very
just
interesting.
put some math to it.
Yeah, it's wild. So
Nice.
yeah, I love it. Good one, Tony.
Good job, boys. Good try.
Very good, very good. So that'll transition us into our last segment, the old AD Weekly. What do you got for us this week, Andy?
Well, boys, we're mid season. What are we? 10 weeks, I think, from the Ryder Cup.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
scary.
very excited for it at Bethpage. So it's going to be pretty rowdy. It's going to be interesting to see who's there. I wanted to get your take on, where we're looking at this point for maybe some captain's picks, who's going to be in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 6, and only Scotty is a lock at this point mathematically. We have Scheffler, Schauffele, Spawn, Henley, DeChambeau, and JT are in the top 6. So those are the first 6 locks that would automatically be exempt onto the team.
Who was the last one?
JT.
Really?
Yeah, so JT is it's a narrow race between him and Morikawa. It's like 200 points or so, but as you start to kind of move down the list, like Morikawa is 7th. So you said that he wasn't going to be a shoe-in, which last week we kind of went back and forth, whatever. I was a little shocked about it. I actually thought he was in there. So let's see. Morikawa, Griffin, Bradley, English, McNeely, and Harmon are your next 6 that fill out the 12. Okay?
So excited
Griffin,
to see
Bradley,
Max
who
fly
else?
ball at the Ryder Cup.
We've
Colin,
got
Griffin, Bradley.
English, McNeely, Harmon. And then there are some wild names from like 13 to 30.
We're going to get stopped.
I'm a little worried as well.
Yeah, this is
I'm not
this
gonna
is
lie.
not great. So what? So tell me, I haven't
Yeah.
followed. I watch Ryder Cup. I don't pay attention that much. How many guys make the team,
12.
12,
and
yeah.
how many are
And they
captains
changed
pick? I know they changed it around. Is it like
6.
4 captains? Oh, it's 6 captains picks.
Yeah, so it used to be 4. They went to top 8 would get in, and then they would have 4 picks. Now there's 6, and they have 6 picks. And, you know, I mean, Ben Griffin, I have here in my notes, I said, who do we want, who do we like, and who can we tell to get the out of here?
Yeah, makes
And,
sense.
yeah, there's a couple on here that, like, Patrick Cantley's at 14. I mean, I've watched
Nope.
this guy roll the rock. Yeah, I've watched this guy roll the rock for years, and it's unbelievable. And this year, it's incredibly bad. So he's not somebody that I think I would want to be there, even though he's been a stud. Seems like there's always controversy with it, but I mean, if you look at it, Morikawa, more likely than not, is going to get a pick in. I mean,
would think. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree
he's
with
been
that.
playing really well.
like, I guess we can throw Keegan out, right? If we're gonna, if we're gonna go on the basis, here's 2 bases, right? If we're gonna go on the basis of he's the captain, he just needs to play, or he just needs the captain, that's it, then he's out.
I thought we just said they wanted him to be the first playing captain since Arnold Palmer.
I agree. I'm just going off of what Mike said last week and what his thought was of that. There's a lot of duty. There's this. He should
It's
stay
just
in
my
there.
thought. I'm probably in the
and I'm
minority
not-
there, but yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
not
compared to those other guys, I'd want him on the team, personally.
Yeah, I mean,
No knock against them, but he's been there. Experience goes a long way in the Ryder Cup.
if you look at the guys that are on this list right now, like Ben Griffin, never been there. He's played well over the last, 14 months, maybe?
Sure.
Maybe less than that, 8 months. Like Harris English, yeah, he's a vet, but he can show up and he's streaky. Maverick McNeely, young, solid player, don't get me wrong. Brian Harmon, I feel it, but I'm not sure I really want him to be there. I mean, listen, he's a good player. He's good for the locker room, that sort of situation, if you want to throw it out there. Andrew Novak. It goes Andrew Novak, Patrick Cantley, Sam Burns, Cameron Young.
Sam Burns, definitely.
I think so too. I think he'd be a good spot on the team.
He's played before, right?
I think he's been a team member, I'd have to imagine. I actually don't know. That's a good question.
We'll fact
I'd
check
have to look that up. Yeah. But I mean, as you go down the list, like we're talking like
Who?
Berger, Finau, Glover, McCarthy, Wyndham Clark, Bhatia. Like, I mean, Gerard's 30th. I'm
That's
not
awesome.
saying that I'm not
That
saying
would be
that I
awesome.
would think that
Gerard
he's-
to the Ryder
that-
Cup. Book
I'm
it.
not saying that he would be there. He would be the guy we want to be there. But he's
Jesus.
played good golf, right? I mean, the kid's made his way.
So,
So,
if that's
what
the
do you
case-
guys think? What do you guys
So-
think?
Well, just real quick on your hypotheticals, do you think they bring the bad boys back together? Since
No.
JT
No.
has enough, do you think they put in Jordan?
No.
Come
Jordan's
on.
Unless
like
I think a lot of
25th.
it's going to depend on what they look like at the British, to be honest.
Jordan's nursing an
how-
injury, a little neck thing. He's resting up these 2-3 weeks. Mr. John Deere isn't playing in the John Deere.
Jordan's been hurt with he literally has not played good golf in a number of years.
Didn't stop him from picking JT last time. He was shanking.
That was
Literally
that was
shanking.
Zach
Almost hit.
Johnson.
He shanked it. Almost hit Zach, and Zach's like, "We need that on the Ryder Cup," and they took him.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't stop
listen.
them before. Just because
gonna
they
tell
can
you
play
right
ping
now.
pong together. Let's make sure they get along playing ping pong. Let's not put the best players on the course. That's been their strategy so far.
That was Zach Johnson's strategy, yes, and it did
Yes.
not work out well. If it
did
comes
not.
down between like Spieth and Keegan playing, like I'd look at Spieth if I was Keegan, I'd be like, "Hey, bud, Like, good run. Like, you're
Yeah.
out. I mean,
Just call to
that's
tell
what I
him
would do.
I'm putting myself in over you.
Yeah. I mean, even
Right.
some of these other guys, like I think Ben Griffin would be. I think Ben Griffin's kind of proven a little bit of what's going on. I don't know if the situation would
Hey, one of his
hinder-
wins was a team event.
Agreed, and that's part of the reason why I think that he would
Yeah.
be a great player in that team. Like, he does a lot of things extremely well, and he can lean on a teammate that would be able to, kind of move him around.
Spawns in, you think?
He's third on the
Spawn's
points.
third. I would have a hard time believing that he doesn't automatically get in.
Okay.
Like,
I
some
didn't
of
realize
these,
he was that high.
yeah. I mean, Russell
So-
Henley's fourth.
That's
Yeah.
What's the Euro list like? Are we gonna get absolutely smashed or
Yes.
So I only did some of the US. I have the Euro stuff right here. Here's the Euro list: Rory, Fleetwood, Hatton, McIntyre, Lowry, Straka. And then if you go to their next six, it's Rasmus Højgaard, Aberg, Justin Rose, Victor Hovland, Thomas Dietrich, Matt Wallace. Like, Aaron Rise, 14, John Rahm, 17. Like, I mean, there's not a bunch of guys that are going to be, big names for captain pick, but like, Matt Fitzpatrick hasn't played great, but he's 28th. Harry Hall's 25th. I mean, you've got some guys. You've got guys on the European team that are going to rock.
All
Going
right.
to absolutely rock us.
You ready? So you got 6 guys on the list. We all agree Colin Morikawa is going to get in at 7. So it leaves
Yeah.
5 spots. Here's my 5. You ready?
Yeah.
Novak, Burns. We're going to have Brooksy and Reed from the Live Tour. He should take them. Don't know if he will, but he should take them. And then I'm going to spice it up with a man who's not afraid of the moment, Minwoo Lee.
Love that.
Whoa. Wow.
I would love a little Minwoo
But-
on the Ryder Cup.
Wait,
He's
can he-
Australian.
Yeah, he's Australian.
All right, I don't love
Jesus.
Minwoo. He's Australian? I didn't know he was Australian. All right, take Minwoo.
I'm pretty
He's out.
sure. I'm pretty
Min-
sure. I could be wrong, but
Is that Min Woo? WOO?
It is. It is. That's what threw me off. It was a WU version.
Oh, my Lord.
All right, no Minwoo Lee. Jesus.
So-
I
he
thought
would
that
be great to have. I would love
No,
to have him
that
on the
would be
team.
great. I didn't realize
For
he was
sure.
Australian. I thought he was American.
Let me
So
quickly
then I need
fact
another-
check these.
No,
No,
I
it's
need-
100%.
I need another guy then. So then I would go
So you want Novak
Burns,
and who?
Novak Burns,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Brooks and Reed from the Live Tour to
Yeah.
join Bryson. So you got 3 Live guys. I mean, Bubba's been playing well, but I don't know if you bring Bubba off the Live Tour out of retirement for that. I mean,
Nah.
he's been playing well, though, but I'm not going to do that. I think you give it to somebody like my last spot would go to McNeely or Bradley. You just take it yourself. Those would be my last
Yeah.
2.
You don't like
If I were-
Griffin, huh?
I don't. I think
What
the
about-
moment's too big for him.
What about like Cameron Young or
Young could be good.
Daniel
He's been there
Berger's-
before.
Daniel
I'd like-
Berger.
I would like Young. Berger, no.
Burger's a little out of the loop for me.
He's been a Ryder Cupper.
He has, but he's coming back from wrist surgery still, and
I would look at who
hasn't really
is-
proven it.
And you also have to look back, maybe look at the last couple majors have been at Bethpage and see who's played that place well.
What about Jake Knapp?
Nope. I'd rather take Mickelson
Okay.
than that.
Jesus Christ!
Fact.
Oh, I hope that happens.
That would be
Oh
amazing.
my Lord, could you imagine?
Phil
No
going back to
chance.
Bethpage?
Keegan would get lit up.
Not if they won.
Touche.
True.
Not if they won.
I that That European team doesn't scare me as much as I thought it would, though. To be honest,
I don't know, man.
It gets a little light at the bottom, but those guys can all move it.
yeah.
I mean, you've
Where
got
it's on home soil.
You've got Justin Rose, Aberg, and Hovland for for the last 3 out of your 6. So that's 9 guys.
So, yeah, the real advantage on your home soil, I don't think it really means that much. You're going to have people yelling at you, especially at Bethpage. You get down there in Long Island, all the Long Islanders. Hey, you.
Can you imagine?
So
New York sports fans, dude.
Yeah, they're
going to be insane.
Yeah, they're going to be going crazy. But I think the real advantage is they get to set up the course the way they want it. So when you go over to Europe, the Ryder Cup slow the greens down because the Americans don't like slow greens and things like that. So there's a little gamemanship there.
What do you think they do? What do you think the advantage is if to set Bethpage up? Like, what is the U.S. going to do that's better than Europe? And we want to play to that.
I feel like they go so deep into the stats with that stuff, like strokes gained, fairways hit. Like they go so deep into that stuff.
Yeah, I know. What do you think it would be?
I don't want to guess. Like I would want to look at, like, once the team is assembled, they're gonna take all those statistics and then compare and contrast. And I just think it's way too deep to guess. I
want
you to pull it off the hip.
I'm pulling off the hip right now. You ready? I think it's super simple. I think Keegan picks up the phone. He calls Scotty and says, "How do you want Bethpage? You want the rough deep? Not deep. Do you want the greens fast? Not fast." He makes a call to Scotty and says, "How do you want it, man?" Scotty says, "This way." And it's done.
Yeah. You think so?
I don't see Scotty having an opinion. He's like, set it up however you want. I'm going to go shoot 5 under every day, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he got absolutely wrecked at the last Ryder Cup. They lost like 9-8 or something like that. Or maybe, yeah, it was like the worst beating that any team's taken. And Aberg put it to him. So, Aberg, whatever.
Aberg.
Aberg.
He's European.
He is European. So Swedish to be exact. So I mean, like, I don't know. I for some reason U.S. just doesn't win the Ryder Cup. They just don't win the Ryder Cup. I mean,
which is ironic because they absolutely stomped for so long.
Mm-hmm.
They stomped. I mean, so Rory McIlroy, listen, he's been from 10 years ago, 5 years ago to now, he's been in either the number 1 in the world or second in the world over those time frames from this point in time. So do you think that he has something to do with it? Do you think that he's, leading the way in the locker room or with what's going on? Is it the different style of maybe captaining that's going on? Who they have? It's more inspirational. It's something history. Like, you don't think those boys play more for their country and their continent than the United States?
No,
what do you think it is?
I think it's a convenient story for when you win. You can shape it however you want. Like in the NFL, if you have a winning team, it's our culture in the locker room. Well, there could be a team that's 2-15 and have the best culture in the world, but if you don't have dogs on the field, you don't have the dogs on the field. Same way with Europe. They just make the putts when it matters, and the USA didn't. If you look back at those Ryder Cups, it's not, they didn't care about America enough. No, he just didn't make the putt, man. You think he's standing over the putt? Well, I got to make this for Georgia. Like what? What are we doing? What are we doing here? I mean, they're not. It doesn't matter if they played ping pong well together, or if they like each other, or they go out to team dinners together, or any of that shit. Yeah, it helps, I guess, right? So it's not contentious in the locker room, but at the end of the day, it's who's performing and making the putts. Do you need to have kumbaya in the locker room to make putts? I don't know.
Do you think it matters though when you're like, do you think playing with a certain person or a partner or being around a certain group or anything like that would have a weekly, I don't know, like a weekly, just for that Ryder Cup week, it sets you off, or you don't
I think
to be around this guy or this, that, and the next
sure.
thing?
So a good example with your question, the only reason Patrick Cantlay makes the team is that you put him in the group with Rory every day and you slow play Rory's ass because it irritates the hell out of him. It's the only reason Patrick Cantlay makes the team right now if you want him to be there, because he's a nuisance, he's a pace of play problem, and I'm sure when people see that they're paired with him, they're like, oh Jesus, what am I going to do?
On the team?
Put him and Harmon together. Those boys, those two guys, lead them off with Rory in the first group. And there's your advantage.
Oh,
there's your
my
gamesmanship.
God.
There's your strategy to evolve of people playing with people, yes.
It's actually not a bad idea.
There you go, Keegan.
Well, him
You're
and
welcome.
Like for captain.
Him and
You're
Shoffley
welcome, Keegan.
are their team. So, I mean,
Who?
Cantley and Shoffley, they're their team. That's the duo.
Oh, that's true. Right.
So you got a slow play nuisance, and then you got a guy who can play. So that helps.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you've got what's his name for Cantley with the whole caddy
Akava?
situation that was going on
He's
in the last.
he's not on the
Ryder
bag
Cup.
anymore, right? Is he still his caddy, Lacava?
For Cantley?
Yeah.
I think so. Could be wrong. I don't know.
I thought they made a split. I could be wrong.
Really? I didn't know that.
Could be wrong. I don't know. They're like
Fact
a pair
check.
of socks,
Fact check.
man. You just put on a new pair every day. Just rip it out of the drawer. It's like a pair of socks. Give me another pair. That one has a hole in it.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Bethpage is. I honestly don't want to see them make Bethpage super hard, and because everything that we talk about, right, when it comes to golf courses on the PGA Tour, it's like you don't need to drive it straight anymore. That was like the one big thing about Bethpage, right? Like they had the rough. It was like long. They had the rough thick, and you had to cover all the fair, all the whatever, the fairways and the carries to the fairways and bunkers here. Like,
hard
are they
enough
just going to
already.
have it be? Yeah, are they going to have it just trimmed down, and you just let the guys fire away and see who putts it the best?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Tuck some pins,
mean-
have some strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
So, yeah, I don't know. That was the week. I figured we're getting close. I'm gonna touch on it a little bit more as we move forward. So
Yeah, it'd be good
Let's
conversation.
reconvene after the British.
yeah, no, I agree.
I think that's a good idea.
I think because I think only like the week after they pick.
Is that right?
Probably
That
they
makes
got to
sense.
get shit together, right? They got to get flights, team
Yeah.
uniforms. They got to do pamphlets, all sorts of stuff.
Ryder Cup selection date
Fact check.
August 17th.
Okay,
So it's pretty
so
deep. So
a
they
few
got
weeks,
plenty
so a
of
month
time.
after the British.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be picked after after the BMW Championship. So they give them a chance to go into
The
the
playoffs.
FedEx Cup playoffs, and then they choose.
All right, I like that. So the
So-
week before, we're going to make our final 6 selections because the top 6 will probably be locked in for that. So we'll make our six predictions. And I can't.
I love that.
I'm just, it's disappointing Minwoo won't be on the team, but we'll get over it.
I mean,
Confirmed Australia.
What a great pick. The President's Cup will be great when he plays against America.
True.
I am absolutely blown away with everything that just went on with that.
I could have sworn he's American.
so
Did we
dumb.
ever find out what he was? Is he a Kiwi? Is he Zealand or
It's Australian.
is he
He's
Australian?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Is his sister too?
I believe they are from the same nation.
All right.
Oh Oh, I don't think they said an American won the PGA Championship for the women last week, but
No,
I can't
okay.
remember.
I didn't know if they were born in different countries while they're traveling around.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
All right, gentlemen.
Wow, what a treat. What a treat.
What a week. Fact check. Do you guys have anything? I think you fact checked yourselves as we were going through.
There was from last week.
Oh, I got antibiotic here out of my system. So
yeah,
that's fine.
You got that one good.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we had too much. I did.
No.
I did catch up. We binged 4 shows and caught up on the Love Island boys. Let me tell you something.
4 shows?
Where we're current now, going into tonight. So a lot has happened. It's been unbelievable. I mean, they did the Casa house. They did the Casa house, so that's where they take the girls and they send them to a different house and they meet all new boys. And then when the boys are there, all new girls come in. So now the big test is, you've been in a relationship for 4 days. Will you go with somebody else? Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've known this person for 3.5 days. What am I going to do? Naturally, they go with somebody else. So they make a pair up, and then there's all the drama of then they bring them all back together. Then they got to pick the new person or the old person. It's great stuff. Great stuff. They're barely clothed.
Man, all I know is I've seen a lot of info on Hurricane Huda. Hurricane Huda.
Ooh, so
you know her? She's lost her mind.
You need to watch last night's episode Sunday. It was the pulse check heart rate show. So what they do is the couples come out in costume, and then they basically dry hump everybody to see whose heart rate will be the highest. They all wear little Fitbits. And then at the end, they're like, okay, your heartbeat was raised the most by that person or that person or that person. And I'll tell you that Miss Hutta crossed the line with another couple. So tune in, check it out. Your Hurricane Hutta.
Oh, I need to see this.
Yeah, you need to look up last night's episode. It's worth to watch. You'll like it.
I've seen some great clips. I'm pretty sure I sent you guys one today. And what a treat.
Yeah.
I mean, just
yeah, that was 2 minutes of my life I won't get back.
I mean, what
are we doing here?
This is American TV. This is history in making.
Yeah,
so
you just categorize this whole show under I've got nothing to do for an hour, and it's not going to make sense.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, we tried to watch one episode. We
didn't
tried.
work.
I don't. It
all right,
got awkward.
All right,
It got awkward.
Give last night's episode a chance. Revisit it.
Right,
just watch last night's. You don't need. The great part about the show is you can dive in midway. You don't need the. You don't need the backstory. You don't need. There's nothing really deep that you're missing. Any storylines. So no, it's.
I've been caught up on social media. I have a pretty good idea of what's going on, just from random things. I mean, I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Beautiful. All right, well, check out last night's. That's all I got.
I'm getting in.
Yep.
All
right, gentlemen.
Well, boys, what a treat. Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
All done, boys.
I try. But even on my best